What is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for another match preview. I hope you guys are all doing fantastically well today, coming from not North Deans Beach, Great Yarmouth, although I know it does look a little bit like it. Gili Trawangan, about an hour and a half off the east coast of Bali. Yeah, it's beautiful here and the sunsets are pucker. Anyway, Preston North End up this weekend. The return of Alex Neil, or should we say, we're going up to see Alex Neil at Deepdale. First of all, he's done a fantastic job at Preston, hasn't he? And I don't think anyone really doubted him. I think his time had come and gone at Norwich. He's done a fantastic job for us in that first season, some of the most exciting football I think we've probably seen since Lambert. Some of that football towards the end of the 2015-16 season was phenomenal, and you know, I think if we would have got our recruitment a little bit better, we could have probably stayed in the Premier League. And then that season in the Championship was probably a season too long for him, which was unfortunate. He lost the dressing room eventually, but you know, we haven't done much since he left. So yeah, I don't really have many hard feelings against Alex Neil. It was a good opportunity for him at Preston though. There were good foundations, he had some good players already there, a decent fan base. Hopefully he can do something good there, because it would be good to see him succeed. But in terms of Norwich, well, there is really nothing to play for now, is there? And it's a shame. All we need to really play for now is to try and get the morale a little better, because, you know, that defeat against Cardiff, although, you know, we huffed and puffed, we've done that a lot this season at home, and I think we've only won 7 games at home all season, which is timid to say the least. And I think I saw a stat earlier to say that when we got relegated into League One, we won 9 games at home, so we're not going to equal that. So we won more games at home in our relegation from the Championship season than we have done this year. Yes, we're in a much better position than we were that year, but it shows how poor our home form has been. It's obvious that there's going to be some players leave. Angus Gunn probably do very well to keep hold of James Maddison. A couple of the loanees might move, but the likes of Harrison Reed, the likes of Norwich Leitner, if we can try and convince them to stay with some decent performances in the last few games, and that will certainly help us going into next season. I don't think we're going to have, well, we're certainly not going to have money to spend going into next season, so the squad will have to be built on loan players and free signings. That means that we're going to have to rely on a system created by Daniel Farker in order to try and succeed, because on paper our team is pretty decent this season. We've got one of the highest flying players in the Championship in James Maddison. We've got one of the best goalkeepers in the league. On paper, you could say we've got one of the best strikers in the league in Nelson Oliveira. He was certainly touted with a big money move back in January, wasn't he? So it hasn't been the ideal season. I don't think anyone thought it was going to happen instantly, but it's probably taken a little bit longer than expected. I'm really looking forward to getting Onel Hernandez back, because I think we've desperately missed his pace. We looked a lot better, I thought, as a team when he was in there. You know, Murphy had a decent few games, then tailed off again. His consistency worries me slightly. I think, you know, Jacob had a bit of consistency about him. He would score week in, week out, and always come up with something. Josh, there's glimmers of absolute brilliance there, but at the moment, sadly, it's only glimmers. Look, it's been a disappointing season, and it's never nice to go into the, what was it? It's been the last sort of 6-7 games really with nothing left to play for. What I'm hoping for though is to try and see something like we saw against Aston Villa, because I said it, we were electric that day. It's all about that consistency now. I'm not too convinced with the 4 at the back. I'd like to see us go to 5 at the back. I think that's a system if we can keep Tim closer obviously next season, which some people don't even want to. I think that's the best system to build off. A couple of really strong midfielders in front of him. I prefer Harrison Reed at right back to Pinto. I think Reed, when he's been in there, has done so much better. A Norwich Leitner, a Tom Tribal in the middle, that could be a decent little midfield pairing for next season. And then in front of him, if you've got a James Maddison, a Murphy all firing, a Hernandez, and then a Dennis Srebrenic, that's a very good team. We just need to try and look a bit better, a bit more convincing going forwards. If we do that, then who knows what we can do. But it's Preston up this weekend. It's certainly not going to be an easy task, that's for sure. They've done very well, and maybe there's some lessons to be learned there about what they've done, because they don't have a budget. They had a decent striker in Jordan Hugill, who I know has left now, but fired him a lot of goals earlier on in the season. So if you can get that striker who'll score goals and you get a solid base around them, that's all you really need to do in the Championship. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you want to see another matchday experience from this lovely piece of the world, then please do let me know down in the comment section below. Also, Fans Bet, they're doing special bets once again this weekend, enhanced odds on a great weekend and a perfect weekend. Links to them in the description, and also the special bets at the end of this video just now. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.